This is a queen bed that I bought off the Facebook Marketplace, an old one, but it was only $75 and I wanted it for in the spare room. I'm doing it up, so in the bottom right hand corner you'll see the spare room before I started. It needed a lot of wall patching, it needed painting. I painted the walls, the ceilings, the skirtings, the doors. I also wallpapered the wall that will be behind the bed, the feature wall, and they're actually wall hooks I got from Kmart, and they're my new door handles. So it was an old broken room that soon will be nice and fresh and usable. But I need a bed for it, and I didn't want to buy new ones. You can pay so much, and if you don't pay a lot for a bed, then the quality you are getting isn't very good, and especially with slat beds. I've bought slat beds in the past and the slats are just so flimsy. Even ones that appear to be good quality, the slats are so flimsy. And if you look at these slats, they're like fence palings almost, and you see the actual depth of the slat. That would be over a couple of centimeters wide, so that's not going to break, that's not going to go anywhere. And so for $75 I've got a really good quality queen size bed that will do up lovely. Does need cleaning, of course, and the preparation is cleaning, and I'm not going to scuff sand this, but I will clean it thoroughly. There are a few screws that have come loose, but with any second-hand piece of furniture you have to go over and check, and normally there is a little something to be fixed on them, but there wasn't really much to this. There were like 4 pieces and it was in really good condition. A few little knocks and scrapes, but once it's painted you won't notice it, and it's just for me, it's just for the spare room, so no one's going to really notice anyway. Made in Malaysia. A lot of Amart stuff is made in Malaysia. I'll just take this off. Looking at the bed, it didn't look dirty, but you knew it was, and you can see that it was too, because all of the dirt in there. So it's clean, like I said before. So I'm not going to scuff sand this. I'm going to let all the pieces dry completely, and then I will start priming. I'll put 2 coats of primer on, and probably 2 to 3 coats of paint, just depending on how well it actually covers. But it's quite a dark timber, so it may take a few coats. I've noticed there's a chip out of the end here, but once it's painted, it won't be noticeable. If I was selling this, I would probably get some putty with epoxy in it and fix that up, but it's going to be for me in the spare room, so no one's going to really see it anyway. So there are 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4. The slats I'm not bothering about, obviously, they'll be covered by the mattress. So the next step is the undercoat. And welcome back to our humble home DIY. It's Danny here, and the first step is undercoating and priming. I used Taubman's 3-in-1 prep, and this is actually the primer and undercoat we used for the cabin, and that did really well as far as stain blocking and that sort of thing. Primer also helps the paint to adhere too, so with primer it's really hard to remove. You will find when you actually do paint with primer, well, I find when I paint with primer I get it on my hands as compared to paint. The primer is so hard to get off, so it does its job really well. I wanted to do 2 coats of primer on all of the pieces. I actually did run out in the end, or I came very close to running out. So on the bed head, the back that faces the wall, I ended up only doing 1 coat, which I thought it will not matter really, no one's going to see it, and plus it should still look fine once I've put 2 coats of paint on the top. This makeover is pretty basic. It's just priming, or cleaning, priming and painting. I'm not putting any top coat on at all, and the paint I will be using to actually paint the piece is also just a wall paint, and it's what we used for the cabin as well. Just a lovely white, and it's the Taubman's brand. So when you go into shops these days, you will see a lot of plain white furniture. It's very neutral and it goes with anything. On top of that, painting something white just refreshes it completely and makes it look new, and that's what happened to this bed frame. It just looked like a completely new bed after it was painted. And so, you know, painting something white, you mightn't be doing anything amazingly creative, but you really are creating something that is lovely and that is new, and if it's quality, you know, it's going to stand the test of time as well. Painting and even watching painting, but doing the painting is really therapeutic. I find, it's relaxing, maybe not so much therapeutic, just relaxing. You can sort of zone out or listen to a podcast. Since I've been on Facebook Marketplace, since I've bought this, a lot of beds have been coming up queen size, the same sort of style, big wooden beds. And you know, I paid $75 for this, but you can get, people are giving these beds away. There was one that came up, a lovely wooden bed that someone was actually giving away. Some I've seen advertised for $50, and I mean, that's crazy really. If you're just willing to put a little bit of time and effort into painting, and you don't need expensive furniture paint. Like this, I paint all of my things in just the house paint, the wall paint. If I'm selling something, I will scuff sand and go to a few extra extremes, like put a top coat on, but this is hardy stuff, this paint, and it works really well and it is very durable. So after painting, I think I let it dry a few days, mainly because we had other things to do. We could have put it together straight away, but putting it together was as simple as just screwing on these panels on either side, and that held the bed together. And then from there, all we had to do is put the slats in. And these slats were quite easy to put in. At intervals, there were screws, and we just screwed them in place. And that was so that the slats didn't move, which is also another problem with slat beds. The slats sort of move out of place. We had one bed that we just kept falling out of. The mattress kept falling down the whole time. It was absolutely ridiculous. And that wasn't a cheap looking bed either. That was supposedly a good bed. So I'm thinking these slats will definitely be good. This is a mattress we bought. It was $199 from Fantastic Furniture, sleep tight mattress. And yeah, it's great for a spare bed. I mean, I would even buy one for our bed if we needed a mattress. It takes, they say, 24 to 48 hours once it's unrolled to puff up. but it's ultra comfortable, and this one's quite a firm mattress. So I picked up my Pillow Talk Doona cover, and it looks really pretty. It's nice and white, and it was $99 reduced to $37.50 because I joined the club. So it's got a quilt cover, 2 pillowcases, and I've got the Kmart sheet set, which is good. I went into the reject shop and I bought some pillow protectors because I have 2 pillows here already. They're just a little bit discolored, so I thought I could put covers on those, and I bought some 2 high profile pillows as well, and that was from the reject shop. So they were 23, I think that was 12, this was $37.50, and the sheet set was $25. So all in all, that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is pop it on the bed now, and we'll see what it looks like. So you remember this little side table, and I did this stencil that I wasn't all that keen on really. I don't mind it, it's okay. And I found this picture, actually, it was George's, and I had just had it sitting in my room. I didn't know where to put it. I thought I'll put it in here. When I brought it in, it sort of goes really well with the top of this table. And yeah, so I think that was a bit of a fluke, but I've put the Doona cover on. It's beautiful. It's nice and fresh. It's got like a ruched sort of thing, which is good because you don't want to be ironing your bed clothes. Yeah, so it naturally looks creased, and I'm pleased with the bed, and I'm pleased with the room. I love the wallpaper. I think I might put that on the other wall, this picture. The little table is cute. Oh, Sophie's got a Bible in there. She's staying with us for a little bit. So I'll put a link to that little table, the video on that, because I did a whole makeover. But these are the final pictures of the room. The bed, as you can see, has just been transformed. It looks like brand new. The room is fresh. It's ready to use, and I absolutely love it. Stay tuned for a preview of next week's video, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great week, and bye for now. The width and the height, and this is the size I made mine, but I would suggest that you measure your mug. You don't want the template being smaller than the rim of your mug. You want it just to be able to sit nicely on top of your mug. And then this faux wall woodlook panel, which I really do like. It does have its drawbacks, and one, as you can see, is it isn't very durable, but the good thing about this, and I guess it's the nature of it, is that it is in panels, like it is in little